What's up? This your girl A1, and you are tuning into
The Meetup.
Okay, so I got a call from an old friend. This old friend happens to be somebody that I used to date, but it didn't work out, but we still remain really good friends. And we would talk all the time. And so a little background story on him. I met him when I used to live in Atlanta, and he's actually from my hometown. And
Oh, okay.
so when I met him in Atlanta, and that's kind of how we
You
bonded.
guys
And
both have like the same background in a sense, though.
yeah, and that's kind of like how we, bonded or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we dated, didn't work out, but we always remained really good friends. So I ended up moving back up here to my hometown. And um talk to him every now and then, but I kind of like lost touch with him. And then he calls me saying, "Oh, I'm getting married." He's like, "Yeah, I'm moving to
Who is
Boston."
it?
This is like, wow, like I want to say a couple years ago. And I'm like, "What?" Because he always would tell me like, I'm not going back to.
Mm.
So now suddenly he's like, "Yeah, I'm moving back then, and I met this girl, and I'm gonna get married." Now,
But when you had moved in, like, how long did it take before he like met this girl?
I don't know. I want to say like a year or two.
Nice
Um,
to know, man.
um. So yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I met this girl." It was definitely their relationship. Relationships seemed like it was really like quick. That's kind of what I got. Like he's like, "Yeah, I met this girl." Now all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting married," and he said he was moving to my. So I'm like, okay. Now after that, we lost touch again. Like it wasn't like he didn't call me. I wasn't really calling him because I'm
Yeah.
like I'm a
He's married now.
well.
Well, not
That's
exactly, but
right.
yeah.
He never told me like if he was getting married or not or anything. Like he just
I
said
thought you
that
said he's gonna marry her. Then you said he never told you.
he never told me like that he did
When?
it.
Oh, okay.
He just said, um, I want to get married or whatever to her, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So next thing I know, the next time I hear from him, he was like, she's having a baby, and I'm like, okay, well, did y'all get married or like what? He, yeah, we got married, and so because I really didn't think he was serious.
And he married her in Boston.
I guess so. I guess they got married. I mean, he didn't say exactly where the wedding was or who came. Well, I don't even know how they got married, but they got married, and she has a kid. Now they live in Boston, and I'm like,
Would you have went if he invited you to the wedding?
okay, so this is where I had a issue with him. I would have gone because to for me, I feel like he was a friend, you know.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, and I talked about this with a girlfriend of mine because she knew him. I feel like I'm not a friend to him. Like, even though I feel like he's my friend, I feel like he doesn't feel like I'm a friend. I'm more of a friend possible might get back with or something, you know? Like, I don't know. Because, like, I feel he hid the whole situation from me. Like, if I was your friend, wouldn't you call me, say, "Oh, I met someone," call me, like, "Oh, I really think this is the one." Like, I never got any of that. All I got was a surprise. I'm moving back to Boston and I'm getting married. I'm like, okay. So, if he had invited me to the wedding, I probably would have liked to go. But he also never invited me. Like, I don't even know how they got married. So, that was kind of my issue with him was I feel like I'm really not I felt like I really wasn't a friend.
Mm.
Like, if you're friends with someone, you're going to tell your significant other about them. You're going to tell your friend about your significant other. Like, he didn't do any of that. I don't even know who the girl is. I never even seen what she looked like. So, after he got married and I found they had a kid together and everything like that, I was just like, okay, well,
Like,
that's
do you
kind of,
think there's a reason why he never told you who the girl is or whatever?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
Just because.
I was a friend, but he didn't feel like I was a friend. I feel like he probably felt like I was a friend slash someone he might try to get back with.
Oh, oh. But then why would he have told you that he was even thinking about getting married to her?
Because now he's planning to move back to Boston. So he's like, oh, let me hit my friend up because I know we're going to be in the same place, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So that seems like he considers you a friend then, if he's gonna tell you that.
Right. But at the same time, I think too, like he wanted to see me. Because then at one point, it was like when them two had an issue, whatever, he was like wanting to meet up and see me. And I'm like, why all of a sudden now, when you guys are having an issue, you want to come see me?
It's almost like playing both sides.
Yeah, like, and I always like, I already knew like he would kind of like still question me about like doing, you know, non-friend things. And I'm like, no. Like he was honestly just a friend at that point for me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think he never told me about the girl cuz he didn't want me to know. He didn't want to destroy any kind of possible chance that I might still want to hook up with him or something like that. That's how I feel. But I'm not.
But I mean, I don't know. That's a bit strange because if he didn't want to destroy that, then I feel like the best thing would have been to not even tell you about her at all. Like where you wouldn't even know that um
Right.
that was
But
an option.
the
Unless
thing
he
is,
wanted to somehow make you hey, there's a chance there's someone else. Maybe you might want to make a move here. But I mean, you being a female seems kind of strange for him to do that, I guess. But
I don't know. For me, what I took from it was like, I'm telling you because like you're in the same area and we are friends, but hey, is there a chance possibly? Like, I think he was playing defense at that point. Like I said, you got married or whatever, they have a kid. And to me, I felt like I'm not your friend. So I just stopped talking to him. And he kind of was just doing his married life thing, I guess. So then all of a sudden, he called me because they got into it. And he's like, "Oh, she's crazy. We got into a fight. She's hitting me, this and that. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I don't care. I'm just leave her." And he sent me these pictures
has
of,
time a lot of time passed by at this point, or
yeah, it was like It had to at least be 6 months or something like that.
Into their marriage?
Because the thing is, she already had the baby. Like, she had the baby.
Yeah.
Because he's sending me these pictures and stuff. He's like all scratched up, bite marks on him, everything. And I'm like, damn, I ain't never seen no shit like this. Like, this is crazy. And I'm like, I was like, that I wouldn't be putting up with that or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a bit extreme. And he's like, yes. But then he was like, oh, but she's been kind of like depressed or postpartum or something like that. He was saying something.
Mm.
So then that's when I was just like, okay, well, just try talking with her, put your feelings out there, whatever. And, I said, I don't really know what to tell you because, like, it's none of my business. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like chatting about your wife. Like, it's none of my business. So I say, you just really have to talk to her and work it out or whatever you're gonna do. And he got upset because, like, I wasn't really, like, I guess he wanted me to be like, oh, that bitch, and you need to leave her and this and that. But I didn't do that.
Why would he want you to do that?
I don't know, but the way he reacted was like that's what he was expecting, because then he was like, oh, well, you taking her side, or you don't have my back or something like that, and he got upset. And I'm like,
Wait, that doesn't even make sense. He says you don't have his back from you saying, "Oh, it's not really any of my business, but maybe you should like, talk to her, express like how you're feeling."
yes.
And
That's why I said I think he wanted me to be like, oh, well, you need to do this, and you can and come over here, and I got you, and like, I'm not doing that.
yeah, that seems weird.
One, that's your business, and I don't wanna hear about
Well,
it.
I mean, the whole like my business thing, I think it's just more of like somebody's asking you for advice on like their
Right.
marriage.
But
I
okay,
don't know.
honest,
I don't think that's really a bad thing to say like, oh no, it's none of my business. I don't want to be involved. Like I
it's
don't think it's
not.
like anything like that. I mean, yeah, I mean that's true. Like you don't have to be involved, but I don't think it's like saying, oh, that's none of my business. I mean, they're making it like it's not really like they're making it your business, but they're just like simply asking for advice on something. That's really all it is.
I'm like, okay, well,
Mm.
I remember feeling like this is none of my business, and I'm not like I ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, I don't. What do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to come over there and like save the day and punch the girl out and get you and bring you here? Like, I don't know what he was expecting me to do. And it's like, we're not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. You're talking about a whole marriage. You got a whole kid over there. So, like, I'm not about to be doing that.
So like, did you express to him like when he said what he said? Did you say like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm just trying to.
No, I didn't get into all that. I was just like, I don't know. And when he got upset, I was just like, okay. And from that point on, I stopped talking to him again. And that was maybe like, I don't know, a year ago or something. And now all of a sudden he just happened to call me out the blue, and I saw his number, and I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna answer that because I don't know why he's calling me.
Well, I mean, do you ever know why someone is calling you?
It's none of my business.